Hello, I'm Image. Welcome back to the Hyperkinetic Dawn of War Double Elimination Seeded Random Race Tournament. We're in the second round of qualifiers. We're getting ready to start Game 4 in the second round. This is having a look at DeathBySnails. DeathBySnails is the player that we did not get to see in the first round of qualifiers due to a corrupted video file. Again, we did get her scores recorded, so she is accurately in the qualifying rankings. But this will be the first round that we actually get to watch out of DeathBySnails. So let's jump in. Alright, looks like we see the Bad Moon Orks. Again, the Bad Moon Orks are coming out fairly often here. But let's see who we're up against. We're up against the Ultramarines. This should be a fun match. A very quintessential Dawn of War 40k match here. Alright, let's see. So DeathBySnails go straight for the boy set. Pretty good call there. Getting some Gretchens out, building some Slugger Boys, probably capture some points here. Ultramarines, of course, let's see, just building their standard scout squads, getting their chapel barracks up. Let's see what we got. So, a little bit of background on DeathBySnails. DeathBySnails has never played an RTS before. This is, including the single practice match that she did, her third game of an RTS ever. So, really, anything beyond just curling up in a ball and dying will be impressive here. Let's see. So we got a Wa banner going down. Looks like she did take to heart some of the things that she learned in the first two games that she played. Getting that Wa resource going as well as a defensive position up. And again, Orks are excellent for defending because even like all of their buildings have guns on them. It's fantastic. Getting a generator up and running there. Let's see, she's got 1 point grabbed, sending her Slugger Boys after another point here, looks like. Or perhaps past. She could be going out to do something different. If she is encountering those Scout Marines, her Slugger Boys are going to get actually running past that squad. That's unfortunate. The Slugger Boys would have easily torn up those Scouts, but the Scouts are going to be able to get a couple extra pot shots in here. It looks like they're going for the north point, or okay, they're coming back around to take out those Scouts now. That was likely the situation of DeathBySnails not realizing that combat was actually happening there. But again, you can see the damage being caused by these Slugger Boys to the Scout Marines. The Scout Marines are going to fall very quickly here. That said, the Ultramarines do have a squad of Tactical Marines out. These are not going to be as squishy of a opponent for the Slugger Boys, and are going to be a bit of a problem. See, if she reinforces and masses up here, then she should be able to still push them back. But it is going to take some concentrated effort. Just allowing, like, a fire exchange like this is terrible. Those Space Marines have much better firepower than those Slugger Boys and are just going to tear them apart. She needs to mass up her Slugger Boys and get into melee combat here if she's going to have a chance to drive back those Tactical Marines. And there we do see the getting dug in there, and she does have her big mech out. This is a huge change in this combat here. That big mech, again, is a powerful unit. Good melee ability, not fantastic ranged, but very tough and very strong in melee, and has the ability to teleport. That big mech is going to absolutely slaughter those Tactical Marines. And again, you see that the entire squad wiped out. That is a big win for DeathBySnails this early in the match to wipe out those Tacticals. That said, more Tacticals are on the prowl at the moment. The PC computer building them as they feel they need them again. So getting some listening points down. Let's see. DeathBySnails is getting at least one listening point down. Her requisition is not particularly high, so I jump over and see how the Ultramarines are winning the resource race at the moment. Let's see, another squad of Tacticals coming in. Likely going to get wiped out again, unless their morale breaks and they pull back here pretty quickly. That may not happen. Yeah, this is going to really help DeathBySnails' military score, actually. Oh, okay, so that Space Marine is probably going to get away here. Yeah, but almost finished it off, but not quite. So that's going to escape and reinforce and become a full squad again. It's a bit unfortunate. That was almost another really good resource exchange there.
Good boss.
See, these Ultramarines continue to take more points around the map. Their requisition is up to 34 tick. DeathBySnails is not too far behind, indeed up to 56 requisition at the moment, and getting another listening post built up. So it'll be interesting to see if
Oh, hey, boss.
we see the LP2s go up anytime soon here. Alright, so we do see one of the critical points grabbed by the Ultramarines, and looks like somebody is going for the second one up there. It's the port has been uncovered, which means that somebody's heading for it. Possibly these scouts here, so this could end up being a problem, but DeathBySnails is moving out. Let's see, looks like possibly to grab this point out here. Definitely an excellent call, especially for such a novice player. This is, let's see, going to give DeathBySnails some good center map position. Looks like got another squad of shooter boys coming out here. It's excellent to see those shooters out. Let's see. So the shooter boys do, however, need some cover. They're going to provide enough firepower to be able to combat the tactical marines, but they can't hold up to the firepower of the tactical marines. They need to have a squad of slugger boys tanking for them if that's going to be an effective strategy. Said we do see a squad of slugger boys coming out, possibly to back up the shooters. Overall, seeing pretty good military play out of DeathBySnails at this point. So we're not seeing any additional buildings going up at the moment. That's a bit disconcerting. We do see the listening post going down on some more points, so definitely working hard to come back on the resource war. That said, the Ultramarines are ahead on that. Okay, so we do see the Force Commander out now, so that Force Commander is going to be a bit of a problem unless the Big Mech comes over, and there's the Big Mech right there. The Big Mech is going to be better in melee combat than the Force Commander, but does need a bit of support. The Force Commander has a handful of really good abilities, and really does an excellent job of supporting the other tactical marines. That said, we do see the Slugger Boys taking down that tactical marine squad. Not sure if they're going to pull it off before that commander whittles them all away. Probably will. Yes, they have. Alright, so that is a tactical squad gone. Really, this should be a pullback at this point. The Slugger Boys are not going to do any good against that Force Commander and need to be pulled back. But doesn't look like it's going to be happening. The Force Commander is going to be wiping out that Slugger Boy squad, and that's going to effectively be a bit of a squad exchange there. That said, let's see, we do see... okay, so the technical hold did get triggered by these Space Marines, but DeathBySnails did stop it. She managed to get got out there to decap that point, tried to take it back for herself, but failed at that attempt. See, she is moving her other squads down here, so this is a decent setup here. Those the Slugger Boys getting into close combat with the Force Commander, allowing the Shooter Boys to just lay into him, are going to be helpful. That said, heroes are powerful. You generally can't use just a 1 or 2 squad attack group in order to take them out. So the Force Commander is going to hack its way through all of those Slugger Boys and still have enough health left over to take on those Shooter Boys. Meanwhile, we do see a squad of tactical marines firing at a squad of Shooter Boys as they run by. The listening post is firing at them, but they're going to move out of range as they're chasing the Shooter Boys. Again, the Shooter Boys do not have the firepower to be able to directly exchange, and especially with the... so the Scout Marines are taking out points. That's giving them a little bit of relief here. But again, the Shooter Boys are not going to be able to do a fire exchange with those tactical Marines by themselves. They have similar firepower, actually, but they have less health. So the tactical Marines are going to whittle them down faster, take out more of the guns, as a result, reducing the firepower, and the tactical Marines will win out on this fight. So all of the Orks in the center have been wiped out. They do still have 1 point, but the Ultramarine Scout Squad here has taken one of those points back. It's not looking very good for DeathBySnails at this point. She's got a lot of resources, and this is, again, just a bit of a novice player mistake. You should never have this much resource in a match. You should always be spending. If you're trying to save up for a particular thing, that's great, but there's nothing that costs this much. You should have already spent resources at this point. The computer will sometimes get up this high, but again, this is because they only build squads as they need them. So they are limiting their resource expenditure. A player should not be limiting their resource expenditure. That should all be going into new units coming out, or upgrades being made. We should see a pile of guns down already, and a couple more WA banners. DeathBySnails has just stopped making buildings after a certain point, it looks like. which is a very computer thing to do, actually. But
On alert.
again, we see
The
that
enemy
Force
must
Commander
be
is
nearby.
taking damage and will end up probably dying here if they continue to push forward, but not before they cause a significant amount of damage. We see the big mech coming back to try to support, and if that big mech can engage that Force Commander, especially with that health difference, that's going to be an easy kill. But the computer does have both a take and hold and a control area victory countdown going at the moment. Alright, there we see the Force Commander killed by the big mech. So that's a decent win for DeathBySnails, forcing them to spend a couple hundred requisition to get that Force Commander back. But again, the big problem we see here is just a failure to continue building the base.
Marine squad deployed.
Let's switch back to DeathBySnails view here. Again, plenty of resources, both in power and in requisition, despite only having one generator down. And again, with how slow that's building up, that's really an indication that she's not really spent anything on research or requisition at this point. That's, again, a bit unfortunate. The Orks really thrive on their, especially on their reinforcement, but their research is really hard.
5 minutes until take and hold victory.
So we see another push into the middle of the map here, with mostly shooter boys. Again, shooter boys are great, but only if they're being supported. And these shooter boys are completely unsupported, and against just a single squad of tacticals and a squad of scouts are going to die here. That said, we do have a squad of Slugger boys who've come in around the south. This is a bit of a mistake, really. These should have come up to help support the shooter boys. Would have given them a chance to actually fight back and kill here. As you can see, they did successfully take out those the Scout Marines, and if the Slugger boys had been up here to tank for them, likely could have wiped out those tacticals as well. The Ultramarines do now have their Chaplain out. The Chaplain has a healing aura. That is going to make this even harder for DeathBySnails to come back from. See, she is getting her listening post built up on this relic, which is a good thing to do, providing her with some more forward firepower here. But yeah, really need to have increased the Gretchen squad there. This really looks like she's not reinforcing anything. Again, not spending anything on researches or reinforcements. It is going to come back and bite you in the end. You can see there again the power of the big mech there, taking out that Chaplain, but does not have enough health left to really combat this Force Commander. That Force Commander is going to kill that big mech here. Yeah, there goes the big mech. That's unfortunate for DeathBySnails. That big mech was really providing her a lot of military power, and she's going to have to rebuild him now. She's building a shooter boy squad, but doesn't have the big mech queued up. Again, even though she has the resources for it, it's a bit unfortunate. See, looks like she's got a squad garrison in this listening post. Again, we've seen that a couple times from some of the newer players. Some buildings allow you to garrison them, either to bolster their attack power or just to protect the squad that you're putting into them. But it looks like we've had a lot of novice players doing that on accident and not realizing that they've got a squad of troops effectively trapped inside their buildings. So we see 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the take and hold. We'll see if DeathBySnails survives until then. Probably will. Again, the sheer number of guns in the Ork base is going to make this difficult to be wiped out in that time period, especially by a computer that doesn't build up mass amounts of troops. So we're likely looking at a take and hold victory for the Ultramarines here. Again, we'll see what DeathBySnails can pull out here. Looks like that listening post is going to go down without ever being built. Oh, the one did get built. It looks like she started rebuilding the other one, but so that's actually an unfortunate thing for her score. Losing buildings negatively impacts your score. It's actually better to cancel a building than to let it get destroyed if it's not quite done yet. Let's see, we do see again the shooter boys exchanging fire with the tactical marines, and the tactical marines are going to win that fight every time. The shooter boys need support from a squad of slugger boys if they're going to be exchanging fire like that. We do see several more squads of slugger boys being made. One squad of shooter boys there, but again, they're coming out here to fight. They really should have held back until the slugger boys got finished, because they're just going to get destroyed by those Attacking Marines. Attacking Marines do have their rangefinders research now, so they've got an increased range and damage. So yeah, what was already a winning battle for them is increased significantly here. This number of slugger boys is going to be taking out those attacker marines, but it's not going to be enough to take out that force commander. The force commander is getting some firepower from that listing post there, but this is just, again, the force commander is very powerful, as are all heroes. You really have to be careful around heroes. You need to come at them with overwhelming support and a properly balanced force, which means good tanking people and good ranged people, both to take them on, or engage them with your own hero. That said, again, this is going to be mostly pointless with the taking hold victory going down. Aside from, again, the military point loss that's happening, because when you build a squad and they die without accomplishing anything, that's actually a negative point total that you get. So sending these squads out to just kind of grind against that force commander was a bit of a bad call there. Still, we are seeing the final countdown here. Looks like the Space Marines do have their plasma guns, so this was going to turn very poorly for the Orks either way. But overall, a decent showing for a third match out of an RTS for a player. Congratulations to DeathBySnails. The qualifiers are done for her. We'll see how she ends up landing once the rest of the players have finished. Thank you everyone for watching, and tune in again for the next one.